Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgun 111, and welcome back to Blueprints. I have a tomb that I just checked the outside room for, and I grabbed Lady Clara's key. Let's use the Geist bedroom. So I gain 4 ivory dice. Die. I get the joke better now. So that's cool. Oh, and there were just like 2 that happened to be there too. And so I've got 6 dice. Okay, that's really good. That will help us draft her lady's bedchamber and finally be able to use this diary key. Alright, I saw that and decided to go ahead and just take it and close things off at the beginning. I want to get a bit to the north, ideally, before we start trying to draft to the south, because we have to be on the west wing drafting south in order for her lady's bedchamber to appear. And the observatory is pretty good, bedroom's pretty good, Nook is even better because I'm going to need some keys. So I will take those. Thank you very much. I just noticed that in the chapel, these candles are the same type of lightable candles. I can ignite these candles if I get the burning thing again. Alright, that's going on the to-do list. I'm setting up an experiment. Add 3 aquariums to today's draft pool. I guess if you're doing things where you're trying to do like the multiplier, like something happens for the number of bedrooms that you have, or something happens for the number of hallways you have. That's why aquariums are useful, because they're every color. But I'm going to see if there's any more letters. I've already managed to disable the key cards, so I'll be bypassing them. And yeah, at this point, just trying to make my way over to where we can start trying to draft her lady's bedchamber. Okay, I've made it to the west side. I've got a few decent chances to try to draft her lady's bedchamber. It's not here. I'm going to want something that goes straight through. I don't really want to spend the spare bedroom right now. I'd prefer to get the west wing hall out of the pool, so I'm going to go ahead and redraw. And conference room would be useful because every dead-end room is spreading gold for the tomb. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and take the conference room now, and then we can still draft her lady's bedchamber south of here. And so, right, in the future, any spread items should get spread here, I think. That's how that works. So over here, that is not her lady's bedchamber. Nor are those. Attic is nice, but we have higher priorities. I see. This wiggles anytime there's a mechanical room. I see. Which are more likely to draft when you have the electromagnet. Still not her lady's bedchamber. Still not her lady's bedchamber. There we go. Ladyship's chamber. I should have tried to empty a few more rooms out of the pool first, I guess, but we had a bunch of dice. I figured I would get it. I have a diary key, and we can finally read the diary. Finally. Alright. What information is stored in this book? My dear diary, 1/1779. After countless sleepless nights and failed home remedies, my physician has urged me to document my sleeping routines to the various bedrooms of our estate. Tracking the caliber and length of my sleep, we might come to a deeper understanding of my condition, a more favorable environment, which I might finally find some amount of rest. This is the room where she painted the spiral, does it ever end? That's the kind of thing you do late at night when you have insomnia and you're overtired. Alright, to begin with, my own room. I haven't slept well there of late. Perhaps it's the old memories. I find comfort gazing at the stars before dozing off. Alright, my room. Sleep duration, 2.5 hours. Quality, peaceful despite brevity. Observable effect. I woke the following morning with 10 less steps, but also observed an additional star in the sky. Not sure where we're going with all this. Last night I returned to the guest room. I've yet to gain the courage to ask anyone else to surrender their room to me, even for a night. It's a cozy space. A choice between two beds. Neither was comfortable. I must speak to Herbert about this, as our guests deserve at very least the comfort of their stay that we have here. Okay. Sleep duration 4 hours. Quality very fragmented. Observable effects nothing special. Strange to sleep in the childhood room of my late husband. Right, the bunk beds. Simon and Herbie. Alright. The room is almost identical to when they both occupied it. It's remained untouched. And that hamster is just the eternal hamster. Is my own color commentary. I slept in the bottom bunk. Climbing ladders isn't as easy as it used to be. Yeah, 79, like Lady Clara, would already be pretty old, I think. Despite my exhaustion, my thoughts of Simon kept me up through most of the night. Sleep duration twice the usual, quality 2 times as restless. Observable effects. Next morning, went to the family tomb to visit his grave, and was surprised to find a flower already laid. I don't know what to make of that. I couldn't bring myself to ask Hartley directly if I could borrow his room. I decided to roll the dice. Wait for his night off to sneak into his room to nap. The experience of sleeping in a servant's room was thrilling, but fear of getting caught was overwhelming. Every little noise startled me. I was afraid he would return at any moment. Sleep duration, perhaps an hour. Quality, terrible. Effects, about half the steps the following day. I also discovered a strange die had found its way into my pocket, which was hardly shocking given Hartley's history. Is Hartley a gambler? Or is he just part of puzzling because he's worked with Herbert? Not sure what to make of this either. Like, there's lots of flavor here, and there's probably puzzle information too, and I'm not reading it. Sleeping in the Baron's room, I felt entirely at ease. Oversized pillows were somehow comfortable, propping me up just right. I need some pillows like that. Best I've slept more soundly here than in weeks. I woke up feeling generally rested. Sleep duration, 8 whole hours. Quality, the best of many months. Observable effects. I woke feeling refreshed with more energy and more steps. Oh, is this if I call it a night in each of these rooms? Because I'm allowed to sleep in here now, because I don't have to sleep out at the campsite because I already got the inheritance, right? Am I sleeping? Guess that hasn't been clear to me. But yeah, it sounds like maybe I have to call it a night in certain locations. I haven't been paying much attention to my step count. I thought I always had 70 at the beginning of the day, but I'm not sure. Alright, January 28th. As fate would have it, just as I began to make progress in my quest of slumber, a most joyous event has interrupted my progress. My beloved daughter has given birth to a son. Oh! So we're finding out our exact birthday. It's apparently January 28th, 79. As requested my presence in town to assist her during this exciting but demanding time. Take my leave at the bedrooms of Mount Holly. One day I shall return. Lady Clara Ebson, grandmother. And this is a symbol that just points at the location of the outer room on the property. In case you hadn't found, you had to have found it because we needed the tomb to get the key to get in here in the first place. Oh, it's showing 3 other exits. So, for example, when we blew up the dynamite and the trading post, a new quote-unquote exit appeared to get us to the still, and I think this is cluing me in that there's going to be 2 other rooms, like maybe through the shelter or through the root cellar, there's going to be other exits that I have not yet found. Maybe in the schoolhouse after I've drafted all 8 classrooms. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, a lot to think about there. It gave me new puzzles rather than any leads on existing puzzles, but it's another thing that I've knocked out of the list of things that I need to do, and so that's really good. And since I just drafted a dead-end room, I would expect... I peeked in the corner over here, and I already know the White Queen is here. I would expect that in the conference room there's some money on the table, and there is, and the electromagnet automatically picked it up, because I have the tomb, and the tomb is each time you draft a dead-end room, spread 5 gold in the tomb, and spread things go to the conference room when you've already drafted the conference room. Okay, great. I understand some game mechanics. Always a good thing. Okay, so what else am I trying to do now? I have accomplished another one of my major goals. Well, given that I have the electromagnet, if I could draft the pool, I might be able to get the pump in the boiler rooms. That's one thing I could try to go for. I need to get the pool first before I'm going to want this boiler room. So I think I'm just going to throw the dark room in here for now, and then possibly never walk into it. Of course, something else I need to do. The library. I have a book, which is the unredacted History of Arindia by Caleb Manning. So, I feel like I've got a sense of this already, and I think I'm mostly using it as kind of like one-time pad cipher key kind of stuff, maybe. So I'm not going to actually like read it aloud or look carefully. I just want to kind of quickly look through things and see if anything pops out at my head, tickles my brain in a way that I haven't really seen before. But so far, there's nothing crazy here. And so it might also be interesting to see like what was redacted versus what wasn't redacted. I have both copies to compare if I need to. I don't have a magnifying glass, but I believe it says Morning Bay on the water in the illustration in the bottom right. And most of this was unredacted before, I think. The current era. The 3 of them are together. Still Arindia. Okay, and I think that had been previously blacked out before. And Arindia, yeah, I'm going to have to just process it on my own and go and reprocess. There's something that's given me some graphical artifacts over here. I think it's just this thing. I haven't looked at this in a while. If you wish to read more about a specific room, press R to pull up the directory. Yes, I have done that. Okay. So the mechanarium, at this point, I already have 4 gearbox kind of places, and so this should be a nice 4-way door. And I don't have interest in the others right now. So that's pretty cool. And from here, there's decent chances. I still have to draft the pool, though. I was going to try to get the pump and the boiler room together. But I could at least get the boiler room somewhere useful, potentially. So I guess let's draft this. How's my step count doing? It's doing okay. I don't really want to spend gems. And this will give me another gem. So I think I'll take this for now. And do I want to go ahead? I've already ran my experiment. What is the experiment that I have running? I've already forgotten. Each time you unlock or bypass a security door, I'll get some mail. Alright. Alright, so I grabbed the ruby out of the safe. And now from here, let's just see what doors are locked. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to unlock them, so I kind of at the luck of what manages to stay unlocked in here. Here's the boiler room. I guess let's go ahead and draft it because it's in a pretty good location for me to try to draft some more rooms that might help. But I would still need to get the pool before I get the pump. So in order to get the pool, I think the correct thing to do, and I need to try to find some more keys anyway, is to go back down to the entrance hall and see if I can draft the pool down in the south end. I could get 2 keys out of the storeroom, but that's mostly going to close me off. Let's do the parlor to get some more gems. Although I guess I'm never getting to the corner room. That's unfortunate. I didn't really think that through carefully. And that's assuming that I can solve the parlor things, which have gotten quite difficult. Aha! Gotcha. Alright, that's good at least. I could really use some keys. The observatory I get double effects from because I have the telescope that I picked up in her lady's chamber. And so I think I'll take that and maybe keys or one of the constellations we have today. Telescope. So if I use the telescope, I get to look at all the stuff. A pair of chests has been added to the entrance hall, but I can't open them. I don't have a sledgehammer either. Diamondus Major, alright. And so do I get to observe them through the telescope and then also observe them through this telescope? I guess so. So there's the double effect. I mean, that's nice and all. But unfortunately, I still have 0 keys. So I have a problem. Look at all these chests. If only I could open them. So now I'm basically forced to go ahead and do some drafting out of the boiler room to continue. So let's start by trying this one, which is locked. Uh-oh. And this one, okay, we managed to get a doorway. Hallway now comes with a key. Great. Give me the key, please. Now, here's the gambit. Do I want to spend the key on an entrance? I don't think I have the steps to get down there and back and do all the things. Let's see if either one of these doors is unlocked. Okay, this one is locked. This one is not locked. So... And I have plenty of gems. And so the rotunda I can rotate around, and so it basically is a 4-way door, and so that works very much in my favor. And so I'm still looking for the pool. So I'm going to draft the rotunda. And then I don't want to draft this room yet because that's next to the boiler room. That's where I want to ideally put the pump. And we got the hallway over there. I think I will actually... Oh my gosh, this animation takes so long. Why, game? I just want to play video games. Why must you give me these long animations? I mean, I know it's only like 5 seconds or something, but it always feels like it's wasting my time. Okay, that could still be locked. Yuck. South of here is the one I don't want to draft. So let's try this one. That's also locked. Well, I have to pick one to spend a key, so let's do this one and just hope I find more keys. Cloister is good. Because it gives me 3 more chances to find things that just have keycard doors, or also dinner is ready now. Okay, so here's a keycard door, but I could already get to that room. Although, yeah, I'm not spending keys going that way. But, let's see. Is there any... I don't know if there's a whole lot of logic in this. And I think I could draft the pool most anywhere. I am getting a little bit low on steps, and so the bedroom could be good. Yeah, let's take the bedroom here. The letter's been delivered to the mailroom. Because I bypassed the security door, right. So I definitely want to open all the keycard doors. Hello. Which means I definitely want to draft from here. Okay. And yeah, I could potentially get the pool here, I think. Not the pool, which thing would be most valuable to me? Vestibule would help me draft the most rooms, so let's go ahead and do that. Letter's been delivered to the mailroom, great. And over here, it's not a keycard door. Is it a locked door? And no, I guess it doesn't really matter. I want something that would curl to the right, ideally. And I don't have such things. And I don't have that many green rooms. +1 key for every bedroom in your house. There we go. That's just what I need. Servants' quarters. Thank you. Get just what I need. Zing. Okay, now I'm back up to 4 keys. Great. And remind me what was in here? Right. Herbert writing to Hartley. And over here was the green thing that says there's 12 major keys that I'm choosing to trust. So far I've got like 9 of them written down or something maybe. Okay, so from here I just dead-ended. So now I can draft from the bedroom up into the corner. And I'll get some steps doing this, so that's good. Let's quickly look at the room to make sure I'm not passing by any good things. I have to use a key, but this is worth it because I could redraw 4 times. I'm not going to get the pool here. So what do I want here? 4 items out of the bedroom closet? Yeah, that sounds good. Great. Take that, take that. This will give me more steps as I go back through the bedroom. So our step count is going to do fine. We'll be able to go fetch dinner if we need more steps at the end of the day. Okay. Then I guess let's try going through the vestibule and try to draft the pool over there. That sounds reasonable to me. So that's this way, right? Yeah, so I just want to go straight on through. And this will hopefully be unlocked, because I've got a 3 out of 4 chance. But of course this one turned out to be locked. Okay. Let's unlock it. And weight room, lose half my steps. It's not super great. Passageway, I've got plenty of gems to spend, so let's take the passageway and not draft the weight room just yet. The weight room I want to leave next to the boiler room to extend my possibilities to get steam going through. I think these are steam pipes in here. I did not realize this. The passageway also has steam pipes going through it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what those are. Okay, let me add that to my notes. And from here, I can't bypass the opportunity to get another letter delivered to the mailroom. Trophy room is an elbow in a direction that I like, and I get more gems. So let's grab my gems. Zing, 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 zing. And then in the corner, it's locked. I only have 3 keys. And I might be able to access it via key card coming from the other direction if I get lucky with the draft over here. So let's do this. Yeah, there's a lot of strategy in drafting, especially with the various effects that are going on. The pool! We did it! We did it. Well, we did the first half of it. Okay. Key card. I'll open the key card door. The boiler room is now... Or the pump room is now in the pool. I wonder if I should go back to the boiler room immediately and draft. How many rerolls do I have right now? I've got 2. Because the weight room or the boiler room would work for my needs. And I have the steps to walk back. It's actually pretty close. Yeah, I think this is the highest priority thing I have going on now. We just added the pump room into the pool. So I need to draft from the boiler room and get something that's going to continue my steam to try to get to the pump room. Okay, it is decided. So, boiler room is where? Just south of me here. Okay, and so there's a door over here. And so I have to spend a key. And now I want the pump or the weight room that I can connect to the pump. I've got the pump directly. Great. 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 I should just take the pump, right? the weight room would give me more opportunities to draft more of the mansion, but let's not look a gift horse in the mouth. Okay, so now I need boiler power coming out this side, and the boiler is one of those rooms that stays in the situation you left it with. So I just need to activate the right-hand thing. I had cut its power so that I was able to access this door. So this is this pipe. So all I need to do is swap this, and then I can activate the boiler. And then I can redirect its steam power to the right. And so now it's going into the pump room, and we can finally run the extra pump. I think the boiler stays on even after I do this, maybe. Yes, the boiler stays on even after I do that. Okay. So, in the pump room, the mighty pump room, there's a lockbox, by the way. But for the first time ever, reserve tank. Tank 1 drain, tank 1 fill. So, I guess this is tank 1. And where, I guess, can it be filled from, like, or not the fountain, the reservoir is the thing I was trying to eventually drain out. So can I drain it from the reservoir? Like, how does this work? Tank 1 drain, tank 1 fill. So let's say I say tank 1 fill. Nothing is happening because I need to try to be draining from the reservoir. Well, if I press this button, hold on. If I press this button, this goes off. So where is it draining from or to? I have... It's almost like I need an extra pipe here or something. I have some... There's this. And I think I have some document about pump room controls as well. But maybe there's something I still don't understand about the reserve tank. Is there any other... like switchy thing on the pipes anywhere that I'm not paying attention to? Like, it feels like something could come out of there. If I just said tank 1 drain... Oh, wait. Oh, tank 1 drain! This is tank 1. Or this is tank 1. One of those was tank 1. I understand. I understand. It's just automatically connected. Okay, so in this case... then the reservoir can go into both tank 1 and tank 2 here. Sure. So I'm trying to drain the reservoir. And so if I do this, it's going into this tank, which I guess is tank 2. Does it label them over here? No, that's tank 1. Okay, so it filled up tank 1. Then I can use the reserve tank to tank 1 drain to get another gallon out into the reserve tank. And so tank 1 has gone down a little bit. Then I can do the reservoir again to get some more water out. And I think I mostly just want water out of the system, and so this is all fine. And so now... in order to get the reservoir down, which is what I want the most, I'm going to have to pump water back into the pool. So let me figure out how I could jigger that. Alright, I set things up so water's going into the pool. And then I can, now that tank 1 is emptied, refill it with water from the reservoir, and then rinse and repeat. And then I think we solve everything. Alright, pool. You can get filled back up. Alright, and the real key was getting the electromagnet, just to make it much more likely that I draw the mechanical rooms and would have this ability. Who knew? And the electromagnet, yeah, it was like a workshop item. Okay, and I still need one more to go out, so let's pump that last gallon out of tank 1 into the pool. I have 27 steps left, but I have dinner. I should be able to get there. And for the first time ever, the reservoir is empty. And I have one key left, which is still worrisome. So I should probably try to do some drafting and see if I can get any more keys while I'm here. I'm not going to risk... Like, there's a bunch of trunks in the pool, I know, too. Is there any other place I could draft? I didn't look back at the pool. So if I walk back to the pool, do I still have enough to walk to dinner? Yes, I do. So let me go try to draft off the pool. Oh gosh darn it, this vestibule door locked again. I'm pretty sure... Was there a keycard door there? I don't know what to do. There's nowhere else I can get keys. Does it randomize? I don't have that many steps to spend, but does it randomize if I leave the vestibule and come back like a different door is locked? Let's find out. So I'm down to 23 steps. 22 steps. Now if I come back in here... Hey, that unlocked it. Okay. So you can sacrifice steps in order to gain that. Okay, so... this door, are you unlocked? You are not. This door is a key card, so we're going to get mail delivered to the mailroom. And a free draft. And... Commissary might be selling... I have a bit of money, might be selling keys. So let's take the commissary and hope that there's some keys in here. And there's not, but there's a shovel and I might be able to dig up some keys somewhere. And so long as I'm here, we'll take the magnifying glass, and I feel like I have enough gems. So now I have to find dig sites I might have left behind today. I don't have any green rooms. So, and the foundation is closed off, but I can walk to the foundation from below. Oh my goodness, to try to get a key. And I need to go downstairs anyway to get to the reservoir. So, whoa. Alright, steps are getting very low, but there's a dining room right around the corner. 4 steps, but now I get to eat a wood-fired pizza. Let's have dinner. That gets me 20 steps. That'll at least get me down to the reservoir. And... like, I'm trying to decide, am I going to need keys for anything? I don't know. So I think I'm still, like, holding on to this key for... I don't know what to expect at the bottom of the reservoir, I guess. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that still makes sense. So there's a bunch of keys, or a bunch of chests in the entryway, but I think there's going to be a bunch of chests in the reservoir as well, and so if I want to spend a key on a random chest, I could always do it down there. And maybe we'll find dig sites with the shovel. There might be dig sites in the tomb as well. This does bring me where I need to go. And actually, is there dig sites? There could be dig site in the foundation. And it's probably only like one or two steps to go up there. Yeah, I think it's worth spending the steps. So I've got a key card, or I've got this turned off, so I can just call the elevator. Does the key card system... Okay, good. When it's disabled, I can still call the elevator. So then there should be somewhere to dig here, and maybe we'll get lucky and get another key, or... I don't know. Who knows what we might dig up. Alright, here's a place to dig. Coins! Huzzah! That seems to be it. Alright, I'm fine with that. So yeah, I don't know if that was knowledge gated per se. I guess once you get the electromagnet, you could see that it makes you more likely to draft mechanical rooms, but it makes you really, really more likely to draft mechanical rooms. And that gives you the opportunity to get the boiler room next to all the rooms that it needs to deliver power to, which means I'll be able to experiment with the garage again at some point in the future. So this should bring us to the north side of the reservoir, I believe, which is where the steps are. Yes. So we can walk down to the bottom of the reservoir, where there... No, I'm on the other side. How do I get to that side? From the precipice. Over here, I'm just by the cogs and wheels and things. Okay. From the precipice, I can just use the elevator and then go back through Oh my goodness. Although, honestly, the map of the Outer Grounds, I feel like I've committed to memory now. I have to think about it a little bit, but I feel like I know everything that's going on. At least the parts that I'm aware of so far. So we can take this. I presume this is going to work. There we go. So we go down to the precipice, and then the torch room backed up into one of these or something, and that gets me a way back over to like the back side of the tomb. I could have gone through the tomb as well. Just occurred to me. But I'm pretty sure that that's only available on tomb days, whereas the precipice is always available. That is not the place I'm looking for at the moment, nor is that. This is just the chessboard. I don't think I drafted a full chessboard today because I didn't have the office. That sounds correct. This room, I think, is the new one. So if I go through here... this is the torch room. Yeah, that goes back to... Where did this go? Or is it just a dead end? That's just a dead end. Okay, still have 11 steps left. So here's where we lit the torches. There's a fragment of the underground map. I think I have a magnifying glass on me. So once again, even if you just had this one, there's 10 buried floor plan, and there's where 10 is on the map. So yeah, I haven't thought through, like, what possible orders and routes you could potentially take through this game. So now from here, this will bring me... Behind me would have gone back to the tomb. This will bring me to the top of the reservoir, where I can now take the steps down. And there is the fountain, which is currently flooded, so I wouldn't be able to go that way. This is not the steps down. Where are the steps? They're there. They were on that side. I did not see the way to go down, but it's probably because I am a genius. Let's imagine it's that. In Alzara's vision of the Black Mirror, like, it looks very much like the symbol here on the precipice elevator, by the way. I think I might have pointed that out on camera once before. But since we're taking a lovely ride, might as well point it out again. Okay, this is the boat dock. Here are the stairs. They're right here. I still have 4 steps remaining. I imagine I'll lose 1 going down to the bottom of the stairs. Here's as low as we'd gotten the water before. And can I walk into this water? Yes, I can actually go wading. Oh, I get it. I don't have a sledgehammer. Like, there's a whole bunch, and one of them is the correct one. And is it the blue moon? Is it the red sun? Actually, there's 2 red suns. Or maybe these just have bonus items in them? Because I guess the water will stay this way, so any future day, I could just waltz down here and enjoy the spoils. If I had a sledgehammer, I presume I can use a key on these. Also, rather than just look at the chests, it doesn't seem like I'm spending any other steps. Let's look around the boundaries of this place, because I thought, like, up in here, like, possibly there's a way to go over there if the water was at a certain height and you had the boat, maybe. And, oh, hello, one over in the corner. Since I'm gonna open one for sure anyway, should I just open this one since it's hiding in the corner? Seems good. Let's use my only key. It's a red memo. A box in the water contains 3 allowance tokens. This is a false memo. Okay. Neat. And so, can I reclose this? That was a white sun container that contained that. Are there any other hidden geometries? And do I think... Can I just open this? Yeah, it's locked. And I can imagine possibly the sledgehammer doesn't open all of them because that might make things too easy. and this might be a reason to use the laundry room to get like 100 keys or something. But maybe it's just a series of logic puzzles that has to be solved in order to reason all this out. Don't think I'm witnessing anything else in the geometry here. Okay, well, we have things to look forward to in another future episode. I'm going to try to reclimb the stairs and see if from the stairs I get any kind of useful angle to witness the hole in the wall over here. Because, yeah, the boat falls down to here, so you might be able to, like, pick it up from a dock here and sail straight across to there is what I'm thinking. Do I have enough steps to get back to coat check and leave an item behind? I do not. Yeah, so I think I just call it a day here. Okay, but this ended up being a surprisingly productive day, and I won't be able to recheck my electromagnet, and so the cook closet's going to be empty, but that's a price I'm willing to pay for all the success that we had today. So we'll call it a day here in the reservoir. We will admire our grand house of cogs. And with that, I'll say I hope as always that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more blueprints. For now, bye-bye.